Te rangatapu te Māori, tū te whiwhanga noku, tū te whiwhanga rangi, tū te whiwhanga woho. Purutia mai woho, tāwhia mai woho. Tēnei te Māori ka whakapiki, tēnei te Māori ka whakakake. Te Māori o tēnei tūpuna, te Māori o tēnei āriki. Te Māori ke runga, te Māori ke raro. Te Māori ka puti ki te whai ao, ki te ao marama. Uhi, wero, tau mai te Māori. Haumea, hui e, tai ki e. The sacred entry of the Spirit. Stand fast to the things that move. Stand fast to the things above. Stand fast to the things beyond. Embrace things beyond. This is the spirit of the entry, the spirit of this house, the spirit of things above, the spirit of things beyond, the spirit that escalates, the spirit that descends, the spirit of our ancestors, and the spirit of us all here today, our treasures. The spirit that's revealed to the changing worlds, from the darkness to the light, the sneeze of life. Ko ngā toki matawhārua te waka, ko hoki anga te moana, ko hoki anga te aua, ko nāpuhi te iwi, ko te rarawa te hapu, ko O'Donnell tōku ngā whānau, ko Johny ahau. My ancestry dates back to the boat or waka of ngā toki matawhārua, which arrived in the seas and rivers of New Zealand with my tribe Ngāpuhi and my sub-tribe Te Rarawa. My family descend from Te Rarawa, and our name is O'Donnell, and my name is Johny. Kei te tuahau, I raro I te maru o te Fairmont Hotel o Dallas. Ki te mihi atu kia koutou, I roto te āhuatanga o tēnei wā. I stand beneath the great auspices of the Fairmont Hotel Dallas to honour you all here at this time. I began my talk with a prayer from the Indigenous people of New Zealand, followed by an acknowledgement of my roots and a greeting and acknowledgement to you all for dedicating your time, your energy and your knowledge to this prestigious event. It is an honour and a privilege to speak to the Global Summit on Ending Corporal Punishment and Promoting Positive Discipline, a topic I am incredibly passionate about. I'm equally as passionate about youth engagement because I have a genuine belief that if we can value the contributions of young people, we will create more vibrant and engaged communities. At age 15, I started on a journey that conceptualised my vision for a violence-free society. Myself and two of my closest friends began a movement that would empower young people to take action against an issue that has suppressed and silenced so many. During my talk, images of our young people and various actions we have taken will be scrolling across the screen. Right now you are viewing images of our beautiful country. All of the images you have seen of my country were taken within about half an hour of my home. Students Against Violence Everywhere, which also exists in America and other places throughout the world, is a youth-led movement striving to create a violence-free future by spreading positive change in our schools, in our homes and in our communities. In New Zealand, we have three main contributors to our violence statistics: men, Māori and young people. I stand before you today as one of three young Māori men who formed SAVE and are full-time advocating for the eradication of violence in New Zealand. We are immensely proud of the work we have done and the recognition we have received. Our movement continues to go from strength to strength and is impacting communities in various ways. We are for the first time beginning dialogue with young people in our country on this issue. For the first time ever, we brought together young people from across New Zealand to participate in our Young Leaders Conference on Violence. The participants heard from a variety of keynote speakers, participated in interactive workshops and contributed to facilitated discussions about how we can make a difference in our communities. New Zealand has now legislated to eradicate all forms of corporal punishment, both in the home and in the school. Unfortunately, it is a myth that legislation on its own can eradicate an issue. Tomorrow, you will hear from one of New Zealand's most renowned child advocates, Beth Wood, who will give you a much clearer picture of the challenges we face in New Zealand. I've been given this platform to inform and inspire you all of the value of youth engagement and efforts to eradicate corporal punishment and promote positive discipline. It's a topic I feel incredibly comfortable presenting on, not only because I am 17 years old, but because I've positioned myself as a speaker, facilitator and coach on meaningful and genuine youth engagement. I'm the founder and director of Youth Inc., a company now operating in New Zealand and making efforts to inspire and equip our communities to value the contributions of young people. I often hear people back up the value of youth engagement by stating that young people are tomorrow's leaders. I challenge this notion. I encourage you all to consider this. Young people have every right, desire and ability to be the leaders of today as well. Tomorrow you'll hear more about New Zealand's referendum on smacking, but to give you a brief idea, in 2009 New Zealanders were asked to vote on a referendum on whether a smack as part of good parental correction should be a criminal offence in New Zealand. The citizens-initiated referendum, in my opinion, brought out the very worst in New Zealand attitudes towards our children. Our group SAVE rallied together to speak out as young people, encouraging voters to pledge their support for legislation that protected young people from violence. Being young people, we were, I believe, in a unique position, because it wasn't too long ago we were being subject to various forms of discipline, and it's not too far away that we're in a position to administer that discipline on our own children. That's why I place so much value on educating and equipping young people with the knowledge and skills around positive parenting. It is a crucial life stage that I believe as a society we are failing to catch. During our campaign promoting voting in favour of legislation to protect children, we came across many challenging attitudes from the community. We utilised social media, such as Facebook, to spread the word to young people, informing them of the referendum and what they could do to make their voices count. One of the first actions we took was compiling a survey on the issue and promoting it to a generic group of young people, including those on the opposite end of the political spectrum. This way, we were able to present evidence to the public about young people's support for violence-free parenting, and I can tell you the support was overwhelming. We had consulted with young people and we had a mandate to represent their views. Using that mandate, we were able to speak out in the media about protecting New Zealand children from violence. It means willingly to commit to developing a deeper understanding of each person's needs and wants from the youth engagement relationship. It's a commitment to understand both parties' boundaries and limitations, while also understanding what fires them up and gets them excited. It's understanding, most importantly, that young people are citizens of the world and have valuable and meaningful contributions to make. Respect. Respect is a two-way street. Young people will have no desire to demonstrate respect for a body if it minimises them as people. Young people will have no desire to respect an opportunity that places them on a pedestal for the benefit and bragging rights of an organisation who seeks to be seen as youth-friendly. Respect is earned. Without a sense of being able to contribute, be heard and be themselves, young people will never fully identify with a youth engagement opportunity. Equally so, adults and organisations don't want to be in a position where they are consistently serving young people in the absence of any appreciation, respect or gratitude. Empowerment. Empowerment is one of our greatest tools as human beings. Empowerment is the strengthening of a person or a group by building of confidence within themselves. We must remember, young people are typically minimised in society, so it is vital that in any youth engagement relationship, the young people can gain a genuine sense of empowerment. Pure youth engagement, in a nutshell, means developing an equal partnership with young people. It means committing to the development of a deeper understanding of each other. It means mutually respecting each other's contributions, but also each other's limitations. Most importantly, it means utilising encouragement and trust to empower both parties for a healthy relationship. Young people's opinions are as diverse as any other group in society. In New Zealand, for example, during our campaign, we came across many young people who were all for the use of corporal punishment both in schools and in the home. It would be unjust, unfair and unreasonable to stand before you today and state the opinions of young people on corporal punishment. Unfortunately, across the world, we see young people backed into these corners by groups of people seeking the validation of their actions. It is possible to get a mandate of representation, but this must be achieved in a genuine manner, using similar techniques and processes that we utilise in wider society. However, I cannot stress enough the urgent need for young people across the globe to be educated and involved in the eradication of corporal punishment. Corporal punishment is outdated, ineffective and most of all harmful. The need for these stale, westernised techniques to be eradicated across the globe is urgent, or we have another generation raised on the notion of do as I say, not what I do. A notion that is built on fear and guilt, totally confuses a child's worldview, and most of all, lacks any form of integrity. How can we honestly tell our children not to lie when most people barely go a day without lying? How can we honestly tell our children not to break the law when most people are guilty of speeding or other law infringements on a regular basis? How can we honestly tell our children that alcohol and drugs are a no-go when for generations we have allowed them to tear apart lives and ruin families? How can we honestly tell our children to deal with things by talking and not fighting, when still to this day parents across the world use physical punishment to teach discipline and deal with conflict? Actions speak louder than words, and leadership is by example. The challenge for us all today, as Garner has said, is to be the change we wish to see in the world. My message to you all is, if you want young people to manage the truth, tell them the truth. Let's end the dishonesty, the tokenism, the manipulation and the patronising attitudes. Let's move into a space where youth engagement is acted upon rather than spoken about. Let's move into a space where young people are valued members of the community. Let's commit to building cohesive and inclusive communities, beginning with empowering our most valuable assets, today's and tomorrow's leaders. I've given you an overview of the principles and values youth engagement should be built on. During the youth engagement section on Saturday, I encourage you all to ask me further questions specifically tailored to your needs or desires. I now have a call to action. I would like to share with you my vision for a Youth Against Violence Global Summit. I have a dream that young people from countries all across the world will come together and develop a collaborative commitment that as the next generation, we will eradicate violence worldwide. That after an inspiring, motivating and life-changing conference, we will all return to our respective communities and countries committed to taking leadership on this serious issue, and we will positively impact lives across the world. A summit that will put corporal punishment in the history books and love, respect and unity at the forefront of our lives. I ask you, as delegates from America and across the world, to subscribe to this vision and pledge your support to helping us make this dream a reality. Delegates, organisers and fellow presenters, I wholeheartedly thank you for the opportunity to present to you today.